and fully out. Inhale, look up, and exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, hands overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Just taking a little side stretch. So inhale, both hands up. With your right hand, grab your left wrist, and we're just going to come over into a crescent shape, stretching through the left side body again. Inhale, back up to center, and switching your clasp onto the right wrist. One more time on each side. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, and exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the left leg back. Drop the left knee down. Inhale. Low lunge on the other side. Look up to the sky maybe. And exhale, step the right leg back. Take a chaturanga chaturanga, so coming down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Staying here, changing it up a bit. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it up. Drop the left knee down. And we're going to come into half splits. So just start rocking forwards and backwards. And then slowly straightening the right leg and slowly rounding forward. Doesn't take much to get into a deep stretch here through the right hamstring. As you exhale, maybe you sink a little bit deeper into this pose. Try to draw the right hip back so it's in line with the left hip. Maybe releasing the neck. Two more deep breaths here. Inhale, slowly coming back. Let's lift the left knee up. Drop the left palm so the palm is rooted, and we're just going to come into a bit of a twist. So inhale, bring your right hand up like the beginning, all the way to the sky, looking over to the right, and really again, opening your chest, drawing the right shoulder blade back, opening to possibilities, opening to flexibility. Breathe deep here. And exhale, release. Step the right leg back. Take another flow or meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Dropping those heels down towards the earth. And on your next inhale, lift the left heel up. And step it through between your hands at the front of your mat. Drop the back knee. And again, we're going to come into that half splits on the other side. So slowly lengthening the left leg, nice and long. Maybe inhale, lengthen the spine. You can always use blocks here, that can be helpful. And then exhale, fold over the left leg, nice and slow. Again, doesn't take much, especially for me, to feel that deep stretch in the back of the leg. Again, make sure that left hip isn't pulling forward, So bring it back in line with the right hip. Nice slow breathing here. On your next inhale, come back with your hands to the front of your mat. Let's try and lift the right knee up, tucking the toes, and again coming into that twist, opening to the left side. So with your right hand planted, lift your left hand up towards the sky. Nice and open through the chest. Try and straighten that right leg. Maybe sink a little bit lower into the pose. One more deep inhale and exhale. And release. Coming into a high plank. Maybe this time dropping down knees, chest, chin, and then finding your cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale. Back to our meeting place, downward facing dog. Again, you can always take a variation here. As you know, we're staying here for 3 breaths, but you can always bring the knees down and take a break in child's pose. Inhale, bring the right heel up to the sky, bend the right heel towards the buttocks, and open the hips up as we go, opening towards the right. Feeling that opening in the right hip. And then come back to center. Exhale. Knee to chest or chin. Just hover here, working on the core. And then exhale back into our 3-legged dog. And this time step the right leg forward. This time drop the back heel, the left heel down. Inhale up into Warrior One. Take a minute here, so focus on your breathing, but let's look at our posture. So bringing our hips to the front, so they're both facing the front, bending the right knee. Try and find that nice 90-degree angle so you're not hyperextending it. You want to find nice power through this pose. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead, palms facing towards each other, making sure we're not crunching into the ears, so we're maybe opening our hands just a little bit wider. And then focusing on our breath. Really strong pose. One more cycle of breath. And on your exhale, drop your hands down to the side and clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades back to pinch in the back and look up. And as we exhale, we're going to go into Humble Warrior. So just folding forward, the right shoulder comes towards the right knee, and lift the hands up still, even though we're folding forwards for Humble Warrior. Release any tension in the head. If you're losing your balance, just walk the right leg, the right foot out just a bit to create more of a foundation, a steady base. Taking 3 breaths here together. 1. 2. 3. Inhale. On your exhale, slowly rise back up. Hands reach overhead. And exhale, open up into that great feeling of Warrior Two. Really reach the hands out to the side. Virabhadrasana 2. Great opening through the chest again. Notice your posture here. Maybe you noticed your legs coming straighter. Keep that right knee bent. And now we're going to straighten the right leg, getting ready, preparing for our triangle pose, Trikonasana. So slowly start to tip that teapot, reach all the way as far as you can to the front of your mat. Feel your hips as they dip just a little. As far as you can when you've gone as far, then slowly start to tip over, bringing the right hand to support on the right shin, a block, or towards the inner side of the leg onto the earth. And again, open so you're nice and stretching the chest. And let's take 3 slow breaths here. For 1, 2, and 3. Inhale yourself back up. Bend the right knee, warrior 2. Nice and open. Inhale up to warrior 1. And exhale, folding forward. And let's step both legs up to the front for a forward fold. Just release into this fold, bend your knees. This time maybe you clasp opposite elbows and you just rock that tension away, like rocking a baby, or it's tree swaying in the breeze. Release any tension in the head in this Uttanasana. Exhale, release the hands. And inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Reach the hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, or hands palms facing forward, Tadasana. Now, breathe into your body, feel the sensations, maybe a little bit more heat. On your next inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward with a flat back as long as you can. And this time, let's step the right leg back. Drop the right heel. Inhale for warrior 1 on the other side. Let's find our posture so hips are facing forward, bend in the left knee. See that you can still see your front toes. If you can't see your toes, you might be going too far. Sink into this pose, nice strength through the right leg. Arms reaching up. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bring the hands down. Clasp the opposite way this time. Draw the shoulders down and back. Inhale, look up. And exhale, hinging at the hips, nice flat back as we slowly come into humble warrior on the other side. Left shoulder towards the left knee this time. Bring the hands up towards the sky. Just sink in here. Release any tension in the head and the neck. And taking 3 nice slow breaths. If at any point you need to release the hands to give yourself support, that's okay. For 1, 2, On your next inhale, slowly bring yourself up. Back to warrior one. And exhale, nice and slow. Open up into warrior two. Reach your hands out. Virabhadrasana 2. Again, make sure you can see your left toes. Power through the right leg. Engage your leg muscles. Your hips are at a 45-degree angle towards the right side of your mat. And on your next inhale, lengthening through the left, straighten, and slowly reach your left fingertips towards the front as far as you can go comfortably. And then simply exhale, release, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose on the other side. Open the chest again. Bring that yogic smile. Place your hand where it's comfortable for you. Take one more deep breath. And inhale, come back to warrior two, to warrior one. Lift the back heel up. And exhale, bring the hands to meet the front foot. Step it back. Take a flow here. Exhale, coming into upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Find stillness for 3 long breaths. You're all doing awesome. And let's inhale, lift the left heel up. Bring the left heel towards the bottom and open up the left hip, stacking the hips on top of each other. Whoops. And just feeling that stretch as you open your hips. Ground equally down into both hands. Come back. Exhale, bring the left knee into the chest for a little core on this side like we did the other side. And inhale back up to 3-legged dog. And then step both legs, both feet are down. Open your knees, coming into extended child's pose. Just for a minute. Find your breath. Breathe into your body. And just relax. As we wrapped up our flowing sequences, next we'll be going into a couple balancing sequences before taking some stretches on the ground. Great. Inhale, let's come into tabletop. Then through into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And this time we're going to bring the hands to the feet. So slowly walking backwards with the hands, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips with a flat back. Slowly come up. Breathe into Tadasana. We're going to take a couple of balancing poses. So if you have a wall handy, that might help. Otherwise, focusing on the strength in our ankles and our feet and our steadiness in the mind as we take these balancing poses. So let's start off by grounding into our left leg. So your left foot is firmly planted, and we're going to bring our right foot to the left leg. Now it can be connected with the earth, or it can be up below the knee, or using your right hand to support your right leg up above your knee, as long as there's no pressure on the knee. Once you've found a comfortable tree pose for yourself, Vrikshasana, you can bring your hands to prayer. or you can bring it out overhead. Whatever you feel comfortable with today, hang out here for a few breath cycles. If you really want to challenge yourself, or if you have a wall handy, because you probably will fall if you try this, but closing your eyes and going inwards, even just for a half of an inhale, quite challenging. Otherwise, keeping your eyes gazed on one drishti point. Again, bringing back to that intention, just being grateful for this moment, this inhale. Breathing out, knowing you're aware of breathing out, and breathing in, knowing you are aware that you're breathing in. Feeling your body's sensations in this balancing pose. And drop the hands down. We're going to come into figure 4, or standing pigeon. So the right leg is just going to come over top of the left thigh into that figure 4 kind of a shape. And we're going to put our hands to our heart, coming into that little squat pose as we slowly dip our hips down, balancing. Actually, it'll become a little bit easier possibly as you get further down, possibly. Try to maintain one focal point and hold it here. Utkatasana, chair pose, but in our pigeon, getting a little bit of a stretch in the right hip. You can stay here, or you can take a fold with your leg where it is, just feeling a little bit deeper of a stretch in this standing pigeon. Release the head, maybe shake it out, breathe here. You're doing great. And then maybe bending a little bit more, just drop both feet onto the earth, not drop, but place both feet onto the earth. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold, inhale, come all the way up. Hands overhead, exhale, maybe twisting towards the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Nice and gentle. Inhale, both hands up, hands to heart. And let's find tree pose in the same sequence on the other side. So tree pose are Vrksasana. Bringing the left leg to the right leg, left foot, and finding what place works for you. Find that drishti point. Find a wall if you need to. Steady mind, and just breathe in here. Excellent. Let's take that left leg and place it over our right thigh, the left ankle. Figure 4, Utkatasana, so that chair pose slowly coming down. Feel that stretch in the left hip, the psoas muscles. Core is engaged, and breathe here. And exhale, fold forward. Breathe out, sink into this pose. Should feel really nice. Really nice stretch on the left leg. Bending a little bit deeper down, and let's place the left foot beside the right foot. And we're slowly going to open up our legs and come into a yogic squat, garland pose. If that feels comfortable, you can always sit on a block here, hands to heart. And in this pose, it's really easy to round forward, but try and find length through your back, all the way from the crown of the head down to your sit bones. Maybe opening up just a bit by wiggling side to side, pressing your triceps into your knees to widen the stance just a little bit. And exhale, hands come behind your back and spreading out your legs forward for the Dandasana staff pose shape. Nice flat back. This pose alone, just staying in Dandasana, really helps with posture. Shoulder blades are back. Nice lifting up from the sit bones all the way to the crown of the head, making sure the head stacked over the shoulders, shoulders stacked over the hips. Excellent. Let's bring the left leg in to that tree pose shape again. And getting ready for Janushirasana, so head to knee pose. For this pose, you can keep your right leg straight, or you can have a little bit of a bend, which will help you actually connect your forehead to your knee if you're not as flexible. And inhale, lengthen, hands come overhead, and exhale, bending at the hips, fold forward. Nice flat back. You might not reach your toes, that's okay. Breathe here for one cycle. And on your next exhale, just fold into this pose. Release everything. Release the practice we've done so far. Any tension that's in your body, just release it. Get rid of it. Any negative thought spirals or anything coming in through your head, just let go. Let go of any to-dos. And breathe here. 3 nice long breaths. And on your next inhale, using your hands to support yourself to come up slowly. Bring both soles of the feet to the earth. Bring your hips up, reverse tabletop. It can be nice and gentle. If your head feels okay, you can dip your head back just a little bit, not hyperextending. For me, I do have some neck stuff going on, so I'm just staying here. And exhale, release your hips back down, and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Preparing to go to the other side. So stretch the left leg long, keep the right knee bent, and come into that tree pose, Vrikshasana position, Janushirasana, head to knee pose. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, folding at the hips. And then release. Nice and slowly down. You can keep your flat back as long as you can. Maybe even with your head to knee, your back is still nice and flat. If there's a round and you're choosing just to fold into this pose, that's okay. Take it as more of a restorative yin posture. Inhale, slowly coming out of the pose. Both soles of the feet to the earth, again taking a little reverse bridge. Sorry, not bridge, tabletop. So bringing the hips up. Breathe here for one cycle. And release. Windshield the knees side to side as we get ready for our last